What's up, everybody? Travis here, CT Graphic Designs. We have a 2016 Nissan Rogue. I just did the back door, window tint, door panel removal. Showed you a video on that. Pretty simple. This front door is a little bit more involved. All the screws are hidden and bolts are hidden. So, a real quick once over. Look at everything. There's no screws or bolts or anything down on the bottom. You do not have a bolt behind this. Not behind this. Long story, but there are bolts that hold this stationary on the outside of it. Don't need to worry about that. As a matter of fact, the only reason you're taking off this piece of trim is because it overlays this piece of trim. The only reason you're taking off this piece of trim is because it overlays this piece of trim. All of that because there is a 10mm number 2 Phillips head screw or bolt right here behind it, and then there's one underneath your door lock button right there. Now, because there's so much molding there, let's see if I can get you mounted. I clamp right on the steering wheel, maybe. No. Let's see. Get back a little ways. See if that helps. Yeah, it might be an okay angle. Alright, so I always use the 90-degree pick because you guys watch a lot of the videos or check them out. One of my favorite tools. The other tool I'm going to use today is, say, nylon wedge. Start up here at the front. You know, as you can see, you try to put this up in here. It'll fit in there just real easy. Just kind of rotate your hand like you're trying to twist something, and then just slowly work your way back. Hear a bunch of popping and cracking, and all of that is just these little plastic tabs flexing and popping out of their brackets. Now, real quick, when you get to this point, you're here and you're like, oh man, I could just reef on it. Please don't. You need to work this top area, work the rest of the way down through, and then you can try and work it down through this side or on the inside of the handle here and work it up and around. Let me see if I can show you that as best as possible. So like I said, up here, slowly work it. Flip that around so I can get the angle on it. See, now it's off. I showed you, or told you to. So now you're loose up here, loose there, loose back here. Now if you grab a hold of here, you can see it flexing hard down here in this corner. You don't want that. So like I said, you're gonna take your pick or your wedge and just work your way around it. I like to go from in here. If you can get the wedge down on this side, go from that side. See if I can show you from that side, because I don't normally use that side, but I know someone's going to try it after watching this. So slowly pushed it down through at about 30-degree angle, maybe 45-degree angle, and it pops it off. And the reason that's so dangerous is because right there is that last little one underneath the handle. Holds tight, but it's thin. See, so now, well, like I was saying before, there's a bolt here, and then there's another bolt. Must be up behind, but that holds that there. When you take the door panel off, your handle's still going to stay on the door until you take those bolts off. The next section we're going to do is this. So we're going to work it from the front, come down around, work it down here on the bottom, come back into here, pry it off of there. And let's check this camera. Yep. Right up front, get a little bit open, the gap open a little bit. Put your tool in there. And you're gonna pull it up off. And that actually just completely fell off. So as you can see, just by prying up in that corner, nothing broke, it just popped off. The first bolt you need to remove is right here, 10mm or number 2 Phillips. The next one, can't quite see it yet, but 2 things: you can either unhook this, or you can just leave it and continue to work and let that dangle. It's not gonna hurt anything to dangle there. There's no weight on it. There is weight, but obviously just a piece of plastic, so it's not gonna damage anything if you just leave it there. So back to what we were doing. So I like to push up from the bottom side, right here in this gap. And the reason for that is there is a little ear up front. Let me show you that. So that little ear right there is underneath that plastic. By pushing up here, flexes it, and you see it flexes that ear out and it pops right over top, and the whole thing's up. So now that that is up, sorry about the wobbly camera. So now that that is up, pull this back. And it's okay for that to flex a little bit as you pull it up around. And your next bolt's right there. Now, because of the angle and everything that's here, you can't really get to it. So I use a ratchet 10mm wrench and a ratchet 10mm socket on a 1/4" drive. So I'll do that now. Or you can use the Motion Pro speed bit that I always use on my impact. So there's the first one. Simple and easy. Done and over with. Next one. Right up the end of the butt. Not too bad though. So pull that down out of the way. Again, there's nothing to worry about. There's the pressure on it. There's no pressure, it's just dangling there. So yes, I could get out my air ratchet. If I would have gotten it out to begin with, then it'd be worth it. Right now, already committed. So we're going to run this. Hopefully you find my video informative. If you do and you like it, please check out the other videos. I get a lot of vehicles in for window tint. You don't have to remove door panels for window tint, obviously. I like to do it, one, because I know what I'm doing with taking off door panels. I don't damage anything. And two, it allows you to just lay it on the glass and actually squeegee it out, not try and tuck it underneath the inner window felt and all of that. So there's a little bit easier, simpler install kind of thing. The next thing I'm going to show you is that those are the only 2 bolts holding it on. So again, with the just like you did the back door, if you watch the video on the back door, run your hand down along this panel, you'll feel that there's actually quite a bit of plastic overhang on the panel, on the door. I grabbed the bottom corner, strongest area, put my finger behind, and it just barely pulled on it and it popped. Give it a couple of more tugs, and it's popped. Now I'll put it on the other side, watch it from here. fingers in, thumbs on the door, and just flex your hand when it pops off. A little higher. And there's the last one, and lifts up off. Now you are able to access inside the door. You need to fix any of these cables, and then your speaker is just like on the back door here. 3 10mm bolts, or number 2 Phillips head screwdriver, and you can put it back together. Take it apart, reinstall, put the door panel, slide it down against the glass on this ridge, bring it down around. You'll notice it's perfect when everything lines up, and then just tap all the edges and put all the clips back in. Like I said before, if you like the videos, find them informative. If you have any questions, please let us know. If you like them, just leave us a comment, and follow the page for more. Catch you guys later. Thanks.